Hi, Phoenixville. I'm Ethan Molina, an 8th grader at Phoenixville Area Middle School, and you're watching For the Health of It on Phantom TV.
Hello, folks. I'm Lou Beccaria, your host for today's edition of For the Health of It. In our ongoing efforts to bring you meaningful health topics that are both timely and instructive, our show today is about recovery from substance abuse. In this vein, we're going to hear from 3 gentlemen who have been a part of a unique and successful program called Manor of Hope that's located just outside Phoenixville in Oaks, PA. While we'll cover a description of the Manor of Hope program and why it's successful, we really want you to see and to hear about the personal struggles and challenges that a person goes through in their fight to cast off substance abuse and to regain their sobriety, self-respect, and productivity. This is a perspective that we often don't get a chance to hear and to see up close. My guests to help us better understand this recovery process, and it is a process, are Elliot, Matthew, and Dan. We'll meet each of them separately during the 3 different segments of our show so that we can hear their own unique perspective of their personal journey to recover their lives. So, Elliot, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here and for taking time out of your day to help instruct our viewers.
Thank you.
So first, Elliot, tell us about just a little bit about your background. Where are you from and how old you are?
All right. Again, my name is Elliot, and I'm 27 years old. From Lancaster County originally, and moved out here about 18 months ago. I've been living right outside Phoenixville.
Okay. You've been involved in the Manor of Hope program for about 18 months?
Yeah.
Good. So how did you actually get into the substance abuse issue?
Well, substance abuse started out for me with smoking weed and drinking alcohol, just kind of hanging out with friends doing it that way. And then I wanted to get a little more into it and started using other substances and prescription meds. And that's when things were going downhill rapidly. Mm-hmm. So,
did you start taking the prescription meds because of an injury or like an operation and so forth? And, were you overprescribed?
Well, I kind of went in and faked the incident, and I got prescribed, and then I started abusing them, and once that ran out, then I started finding them on the streets.
Mm-hmm. When looking back, was there something missing in your life that you felt like you needed to take drugs, or were you mad at something, or what was the psychological path that led you to this?
Honestly, I try to think back and think, where did this start? Where did things start going wrong? And I have a great family. I have an awesome upbringing. There's nothing there that would have made me think instantly that, I need to go mask something and start using. So I think back to it, and honestly, it was just a gradual decline where I started using, and then that led to another thing, and that led to another. And then once I was in that kind of downward spiral, things just started getting out of control. Yeah. And I look back and try to think, where did my mind take me that I wanted to do this? But there's not really any special indications.
So that the pleasure that taking the drugs initially gave you just kind of led to a higher level of pleasure and a higher level of pleasure and so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're now involved in the Manor of Hope program. Have you been involved with programs before this? How many?
Yeah, I've been probably over 10.
10 different programs?
10 different programs. I've been all over PA, And then I tried going down to Florida because I figured, you know what, it's a nice vacation spot, so why not go down there and try to get some recovery. But that turned out worse than PA. So
Why?
I think the freedom down there was, I mean, there's a bunch of issues with recovery houses and halfway houses out there. But that's where I found different ways of using, and brought that back up to Pennsylvania with me, and things just kept getting worse.
This is now the 11th program that you've been in, according to what you've just said.
Yeah.
What distinguishes the Manor of Hope program from the other 10 in that this seems to be successful for you? Can you pick out one or two things that were missing in the other programs?
I think it's more like a family feel, with all the guys in the house and the people that work there. It's more of like a togetherness feel, and things and opportunities we get to do, like there's Phillies season tickets, going to Eagles games, getting out there. I went whitewater rafting, just different things with guys from the house that builds more of a friendship than just kind of a set place that you're going to be for 30 days and then move on, because it is a year-long program.
Does that make a difference, the fact that it's a lot longer?
Yeah, because the willingness has to be there to, first off, get into a year-long program. Because I never would have, before this, the longest program I ever did was 3 months. And even then, they booted me in 2 months because I was being too much of an issue.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be there. But the Manor of Hope kept me moving in that right direction.
With the shorter programs, Elliot, and I guess you're an expert in this now, having gone through so many programs, is how long does it take for your mind to start changing so that you realize, I can't go on like this?
I'm not sure exactly how long it was taking. I think for the mind to change, it was probably around 9 months that I was like, you know what, I've given way too much up to using drugs, and to see actually making friends and family coming back into my life, and actually being able to save up money, which never has happened before. No. And that's two of the biggest things, is just family and actually feeling like I'm worth something.
Yeah.
So.
Do you have a work skill? Before you actually took up drugs, or did you have a work skill? Or are you developing a work skill?
My best work skill was bussing tables. So that was a job that I had when I was 16. So if that tells you anything, before this and now I do, I'm in market research. So
wow, that's quite an advancement.
Yeah,
that's great.
A little bit of a change. But yeah, again, the Manor helped me get that job and also keep that job, because I was driven to work and helped out because I don't have a license. So
we have just about 1 more minute left before we go to commercial, Elliot, but I'd like to ask you this one final question. What's the most difficult part of the recovery process?
I think the most difficult part is just letting go, just realizing that life's behind you, because you're going to have days where it's like, you know what, I want to throw this all away and I want to go use, but just knowing that that there's more out there, that life can get so much better, and actually wanting to do that. But I think the biggest part is just knowing that that's never going to be something that you're going to do anymore. Yeah. Because it's become so much a part of your life.
Yeah, that's got to be very freeing.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to break for commercial. Elliot, thanks very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you sharing your story. We have been hearing from Elliot about his journey in substance abuse and his recovery. We're going to hear more from 2 other guests when we come back. So stay with us. We're going to hear a word from our commercials.